Hello, the weather is gorgeous, and we've been having very bad weather, but things are shaping up very nice, and we're just waiting and hoping that the rates are going to be very good. And we always try to think positive for everything. So before I start today's video, my name is Peter for those ones who are tuning in for the first time, and my channel is Sun Insurance. So if you like the content, please do consider to subscribe. I know I have a lot of viewers who look at my content and at the end of it they don't subscribe, but please, today if you are looking at it, go back and just subscribe, and that's the way we can improve this channel. So today I wanted to talk about people who are planning to start a new trucking company. I know I've done a lot of videos on how to start a successful, but today I wanted to reiterate again on how you should run your company as a professional. So there are a few things which you need to take seriously and consider before you can run your company successfully like a professional. So point number one, before you start your company, you have to do a very good homework. And you have to think what areas are you going to specialize in. If you want to specialize in a cargo van, a sprinter, a box truck, a flatbed, or a semi, that is something you have to make a decision after you have done enough research. Because most people I talk to, they just think it's a matter of buying a box truck and going to the road right away. But there are some things you have to do, and actually you have to think outside the box. Think about the advantages and disadvantages of choosing a Unity if you choose a cargo van. Think about what's going to happen if, let's say, you are in location A and you are not getting a lot of loads. Think about the fuel you're going to use. If you are using diesel, you are using regular gasoline, and if you want to be dead ending, if you have a cargo van and you want to dead end like 200 miles, it is easy for you to dead end than a box truck or than a semi, because it takes more gasoline or fuel. That's one thing you have to consider. And also you have to consider the name of your company. So once you sit down and start thinking about your trade names, that name is gonna be there for a long time. So if you choose a bad name which people do not know how to pronounce it, it's gonna be so difficult for the brokers to even remember your name. You know, the first impression, you look at a name, and if you have trouble, you can do a search on the internet and pick up a name which is short and which is easy to remember for your customers. And once you pick up a name, decide if you want to do an LLC, incorporated, think about that. And register your name properly within your state where you live, and pay the necessary fees, get the necessary permits, and make sure that everything is good before you get the MC numbers and the DOT numbers. And also very important if you want to learn a very successful and professional. Open a bank account which is tied to the company's names and the taxes, so that when you pay the taxes, you pay directly from that account instead of mixing your personal account with the company account. That is very, very important. Also, what I think should do is find a very good dispatch. I know some people, when they open a new company, they go on the road and they start looking for loads on the road. They have their phone, and while they're driving, they are looking for roads. It's very dangerous, and you have to be safe yourself and other people who are sharing the freeway. You have to make sure that everybody is safe. So if you be looking, there's no way you can be driving successfully and you're looking at your phone. At some point, you will be distracted, and you will end up either causing an accident or hurting yourself. So it's important to find a profession. They are not very expensive. The dispatch team is a small fee. They are also outside looking for jobs. So that's a way this business is in this industry. So you have to find a dedicated dispatch, and I recommend a dispatch company, those ones who are in the office, dispatching from the office, where you have a dedicated phone line. You can call them or you can fax them some documents and make sure they are in that office dedicated. But if you want to do by yourself and you have a driver, if you are an operator and you have a driver, you can sit in the office and do your dispatch from there. Make sure you have good computers with internet connectivity. You have a fax machine. You have a dedicated phone line, and make sure you can do it from the office. And also you have a 24-hour dispatch. So when your broker is calling you, if they have given you a load, they don't want to call and they don't find anybody. It doesn't look good. And also, if you want to be very successful, you have to do some connections with these brokers. When they give you a load, make sure you do a very good job and do the delivery on time and pick up on time, because they remember very well that when they pick up a load, you mess up, they are not going to be happy and give you a load next time. They will rather give somebody new than giving you a load, and because you have an history that you have not done a very good job in doing so. And if you want to be successful, you can do a search within your zip code and find those companies which ship goods and services from your area. You can go there and introduce yourself and tell them that you are a very new company and you would like to do their business with them. Go and tell them about your company and how you think, sell yourself out there. Because if you don't market your company, there's nobody who's going to know about you. If you are already on a load board and trying to search, it might be a little bit difficult for the first few years before the brokers out there realize that you're a good company or a bad company. So the best thing is just to go extra mile, go outside there and talk to these brokers, and probably they can give you jobs to do. That's how you become a very successful company. And also your fleet. Make sure you have a dedicated mechanic who looks at your fleet. They don't have to do anything. You can pay them like once and tell them, you know, have an agreement that every probably 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you take your vehicles for a service. They check them and they can recommend if they see something which needs to be fixed. They can recommend. That way, you know that your vehicles are serviced. They are in good mechanical conditions. So every time you wanna haul load, you know that you don't have no problems. And your drivers, if you have 2, 3, or 4 drivers, give them a good communication. Find a tracking device you use to track your drivers, because some of the drivers, if you give them a load and you don't know where they are, it will be very difficult for you to track them with the load, especially when the brokers, they need updates. Not all brokers who have macro point. Some they do, but not all of them. So if a broker emails you or they call you direct, they want to know the location update from their customer, and you don't have anything, you try to call your driver is not answering, or they are in an area where there's no network, it will be very difficult. So these are the little tips which helps you to run a successful company versus, you know, doing things in a different way. So I hope like these tips are going to help you guys to, you know, how to run the company. This is not all of them, but this is a few of them. And because of time, I just wanted to touch a few. But I've done a lot of videos which touch similar information on how to be successful in opening a company. So if, like I said, you are new and you wanted to learn more stuff, click on the subscribe button and turn your notification on, because I do videos every week touching on those topics. And if you are interested, please do share my videos. And thank you very much, my subscribers. Thank you very much. You are doing a very wonderful job. This channel is growing, and I am very happy with what I'm seeing. And please continue with the same spirit. And I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.